Hey, UFC 139 starting this Saturday night at San Jose. It's going to be a great event. A lot of big time fights, a lot of former champions. We're going to start up the night with the first main card bout, which is going to be Stephan Bonnar versus Kyle Kingsbury. We have here a veteran of the sport, a guy that fought for the Ultimate Fighter 1 finale, Stephan Bonnar. He had that amazing war with Forrest Griffin. He's somebody that has been progressive and progressing and actually getting better. In his last fight against Pokrajak, I think his name was, he had a very good fight. His wrestling seemed very improved. He seemed bigger as well, more muscular. He's always been pretty good with submissions. Decent striker, and Kingsbury is a guy that I think he was in the Ultimate Fighter season 8. He's a very big light heavyweight, very good wrestler. He definitely has the wrestling advantage, but he also seems like a very green fighter. I was surprised with him beating Fabio Maldonado, and he's put, I think it's a 3-fight winning streak, but he's definitely coming to a big step up in competition. I think Kingsbury does hold the wrestling edge and can put Bonnar in his back, but I think Bonner's going to have the edge in the submission department and the striking department, which at the end of the day is going to sway the judges his way for a decision.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge step up in competition. Kyle Kingsbury has not faced anyone of the caliber of Stephan Bonnar yet, and Stephan Bonnar has fought them all the champions, all the big names, the legends, everyone. Stephan Bonnar has quite a resume. The thing about Stephan Bonnar is, though, every big fight he has lost, unfortunately. You know, the Forrest Griffin, the Lyoto Machida, you know, John Jones was the last one, but in all those fights that he lost, he was never completely, you know, dominating in neither of those fights. He actually, you know, did well against the competition, and he showed a lot of skills, which are, you know, he's probably, along with Forrest Griffin, one of the biggest light heavyweights out there, and he uses his you know, his size very well. He's very quick, and Kyle Kingsbury, you know, it definitely is a much greener fighter. I am particularly not impressed with with the competition that either of the two guys have defeated, but I think Stephan has the edge in the experience department, and he you know, let's not forget that he has an excellent jiu-jitsu. He comes from a very good jiu-jitsu school, and also he was a Golden Gloves champion, I think, at one point in
boxing.
So you know, Bonnar definitely has a lot of skills. I don't know why he hasn't been able, you know, to reach
Put it together.
Yeah, to get a title shot. He's never been in the position where you know, he's gonna get a title shot. I don't think he will be. He's only getting older right now. But I think this fight, you know,
He beats him.
I think it's a unanimous decision. Yeah.
Yeah, although I agree with your pick, obviously, but I do not agree with what you said that he's lost big fights, but he's been competitive in them. I think Machida dominated him. I think John Jones dominated him as well. I think he has been dominated a lot, and that's why he hasn't taken the title shot. But he is very difficult to finish. I will give you that. I mean, he when he gets on survival mode, it's pretty hard to finish him. He's got a great chin, and he's just like Forrest Griffin and other fighters that he's kind of like a slow starter. He needs to get hit a lot. He needs to see his own blood, basically, to get going, and that's when he kind of like puts all his engines going. He did that very well in a very exciting fight against oh man, I forgot the guy's name. He's a very big dude. Won a lot of fights with the Kimura. He fought him twice. Krzysztof Sosinski.
Yeah.
Sosinski. So, and that was a good example of his fighting style.
Yeah.
Next fight of the night is Kampman against Story. I think this fight is going to surprise a lot of people because a lot of people are counting Kampman out because of his last couple fights, and Story has been kind of in the rise, even though he recently lost his last fight to the Spaniard. But I mean, people are very sold on Story because he did beat Johnny Hendricks, which is an amazing fighter, Thiago Alves, which is another amazing fighter. But stylistically, I think Kampman holds a big edge because Kampman has been shown to be great against wrestlers. Cameron has solid takedown defense. He's way better striker than Story, just way more refined. He's gonna have, I think, a reach advantage. He seems like the taller, longer fighter. I may be mistaken on that, but I just think that Campman is gonna dominate this fight by sticking and moving. I think it's gonna go to a decision, and he's gonna win that fight. Although I do say this, Campman, I do believe, has been robbed a lot in decisions. Every time a fight goes to a decision, he just seems to be one of those fighters that aren't really sympathized on the judges for. I think he definitely won the Jake Shields fight. I think he definitely won the Diego Sanchez fight. I mean, Diego's face after that fight was just a mess. And I think his style goes really well against those type of grapple first type wrestlers. He can stop the takedown and hit his shots. And I think he's gonna win the decision.
Actually, for this fight is very intriguing. What's going to happen? Rick Story is on the rise, as he said, and Campman. To me, I don't count his 2 losses as a depiction of what's going to happen. Those 2 losses that Campman had back to back very recently were very, very close decisions. Although I disagree slightly on 2 things that you said, that he has an advantage against wrestlers. Actually, the last 2 guys that beat him were wrestlers, and he may have a good takedown defense, but you could see in the fight, especially the Jake Shields fight, a gassed Jake Shields, a very, very gassed Jake Shields, took him down round after round, including the second and the third round, where the rounds where he was more tired, and you could tell completely that Jake Shields didn't have the tank that he used to have when he fought 5 rounds. Also, he got taken down in the Diego Sanchez fight, and he's been taken down before. I don't think he has he has a good takedown defense, but the strategy that Rick Story used to beat Thiago Alves is probably going to be the same strategy that he's gonna use to try to beat Martin Kampmann. I think he definitely lost a fight against Jake Shields and arguably against Diego Sanchez, but they were so close that you could probably tell we won 2 more rounds. And Martin Kampmann's a very, very skilled fighter. He has very good striking. He has very good jiu-jitsu. He has submitted a couple of people. He has a sick guillotine choke. And Rick Story is no slouch, but I think he's too green for Campman. Campman is very experienced. He knows what is it to be there against animals. I mean, Rick Story just fought Thiago Alves, but I think Martin Kampmann has a much better skill set. Is also much of a finisher too. He hasn't been able to finish fights because people keep holding him down. But I think Martin Kampmann is gonna finish this fight. I think he's gonna TKO Rick. Probably in the second or third round. I think he's too hungry. I think he knows that if he loses a 3rd time, he's gonna be on the
on the chopping block.
You can't lose 3-4 fights in a row unless your name is Forrest Griffin. So TKO.
I agree. He will win this fight. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to finish it.